All right, class. Thank you very much. Now, 4. Let's pretend like we got some weirdos in class that have never been here before. Do we have earbuds in our head right now? No, we do not. Okay, we're paying attention. We're trying to follow along. And you have your cell phone out. Yes and no. Are you swiping on it? Then no. Are you using it for the NumWorks calculator? Then yes. Okay? Your cell phone is a tool that is helpful. So, if you're going to use your calculator, great. If not, you know what? Keep it away. Keep yourself from not being distracted. So, let's go through this. I want to be very clear. I am biased about this. Okay? Before we even start going over this, I'll tell you what it is. Social Security and Medicare. Social Security is government-funded retirement. Medicare is government-funded medical insurance. Okay? Does the government make money from? Your taxes, right? So, I want you to really think about this. Okay? Now, think about this right now. So, Brandon, so we're pretending right now. Brandon's 20 years old. Okay? Brandon's 20 years old. He's getting his first job. He is going to pay into this Social Security program, which is government retirement, until he is 67. You're going to pay into this until you're 67. That's when you could retire according to the government. And the government will give you the retirement money back. How many years is that?
67?
What if you die before?
Nope. Yep.
Just like money?
That's Canadian healthcare. So, how many years do you have to work for? Do the math.
You said 20 to 67?
Yes.
Ah,
47 years. You need to work and put into the program for the next 47 years to start collecting government retirement. That's not very good, right? That doesn't sound very good. Okay? Medicare. It is government health care, but it's not for you. It's for people that are 65 and older. So you, as the taxpayer, as you have the job paying taxes, you are going to be paying for someone else's health care. So the people that are over 65, you're going to be paying for their health care. Now, this is the reason why I am quite biased about this. I am going to put into this all my life. Okay? And by the time I get to my 67 years, I'm hoping that I live that long and then I'm going to start getting some money out of it. But what's going to happen here is, currently, this is one of the things that our federal government sucks at doing, is spending your money correctly. So I'm going to use an analogy right now because government works in trillions of dollars and it's hard to imagine the amount of money that they overspend. Okay, so you ready? You ready? You ready? You have $1,000 in an account. Okay, good. That is the analogy of our Social Security. Brandon, are you paying attention? This is going to affect you right now. Okay, you have $1,000 in your account. But every year, you spend more money than you bring in. So there is more money that is being spent for Social Security and Medicare than they are pulling in for taxes for Social Security and Medicare. So they're spending more money than what is in that account. What's going to happen after several years of spending more money than what you bring in?
Debt.
It's going to go into debt, right? So right now you started off with 1,000, so it's okay for a little bit, right? Just don't spend too much more than what you're bringing in, right? But they're spending a lot more than what they're bringing in. So, by the time you, as a student, 47 years from now, would like to start collecting on this government benefits that you've been paying for all this time, it's not going to be available anymore. And I'm not talking about just this because, I'm biased. I think it's your money. You should keep your money. The government should not require you to pay for other people. You should be taking care of you. And, okay, you should live as a community, as your family. Okay? Old people. Okay? Back in my Nana's day, okay, it was always someone is taking care of Nana. Nana's going to live with someone. Okay? We're taking care of our old family members. We're not dropping them off at a home. No, we're not putting them on a curb on a bus stop. That was horrible that you did that. That was bad. Okay? I know. Yes, she couldn't make tortillas no more, but still, that's messed up. Okay? Anyway, but still, and should be taking care of children, all that stuff. It should be kept in the family, and that's how things should spend. You, as a taxpayer, are going to be paying for someone else's medical insurance, for them to get free medical. You're going to be paying for them their retirement, so they can actually get a paycheck every month. That's my personal opinion, and if you go and listen to people that are actually in finance and talk about these, yeah, it's unfunded. So in years, in, I don't know, 10, 15 years, it's no longer going to be funded. There's not going to be enough money in it to support it, and people are going to keep pulling money out of it when there's nothing there. So, along with this, now I'm going to read through all this right here. So, in addition to income tax, we are required to pay the federal government, FICA, Federal Insurance Contributions Act, taxes that are used for Social Security and Medicare benefits. Social Security provides payments to eligible retirees, people with health problems, eligible dependents of deceased persons, and disabled citizens. Now, you brought up, Sophia, you brought up a good point. What if you die? Do you have children?
No.
Then the government just keeps your money and they say thank you. But if you do have children and you have put into the system, you do get a death benefit until 18. And that's what this is right here. For eligible dependents of deceased person. Yeah, you don't have your parent anymore, but they give you a paycheck for whoever to help take care of you. And disabled citizens. Medicare provides health care coverage for mostly Americans 65 years and older. So, hopefully, Brandon makes it to 65. You're going to make it, okay? I know you can. You can do it, just in spite, right? Just because, yeah, I'm going to live that long just so I can collect my money that I already paid into it. Okay, anyway, so, Brandon, you ready? That job that you got that you're making okay money, you are going to pay 7.65% on your first $142,800 of income and 1.45% on income that exceeds $142,800. So you're going to pay less on money that's over $142,000. That's good, but the problem is it's still a lot that you're going to end up paying, right? Okay, so we're going to calculate that here in a minute. Sophia, you are not going to be able to work for anyone, are you? No, you're like a crackhead. You're just going to be up and you're going to have your own business, right? You're going to go make that money and you're going to hire your friends and they're going to help you make money, right? You're going to pay them a good wage, aren't you? You're going to pay them a good wage. But along with that good wage that you pay, the government's going to say, hey, I'm going to get you because you just did something good by paying them a good wage. You also need to pay 7.65% on the first $142,800 in wages and 1.45% of wages in excess of $142,800. So you, as the employer, so you hired Brandon, okay? Brandon, out of his paycheck, had to pay this percent, right? But then you, because you hired Brandon, also have to double. you have to match what he has to pay. Also, that kind of sucks, right? It does. But even better, are you going to get your own paycheck? It's your business, right? It's your business. Self-employment. 15.3% on your first 142,800 of net profits. 2.9% of net profits in excess of 142,800. So you hired him, you pay you match his 7.65%, right? But on top of that, as an employer, you had to pay that. And now for any income that you bring in for yourself, for your business, 15.3%.
What if I go from self-employment?
It's all the same. Are you the boss? There we go.
Taxes suck.
Yeah. If you're the boss, that's the point. Okay? You are the employer. And you are paying yourself as the employee. So you're basically doing the same thing again. So you pay on both sides of this. That's why. Now, yes, I agree. Taxes suck. So, all right, that's it. That's all you guys need to know. He just learned it. You guys, that's all you need to know for the rest of your life. Taxes suck, right? I could just end it right here. Call it a day. No, let's do the example. You are not self-employed and earn $180,000. What is your FICA taxes? So, my percentage, since I am not self-employed, what percentage do I have to pay first? 7 point what? Point something.
6.5?
Yep. 7.65% on your first how much?
148,000.
142,800, right? But am I more than that? Yeah, I am over that. So I'm only going to pay this on my first 142,800. So as a decimal, this turns into 0.0765 times my 142,800. And I know you people are doing some calculations, right? Because that's what good students do. They pull out the calculator and they start saying, dang, I'm going to calculate this. This is my calculator. There are many like that. But this one is mine.
Do you like the
Yeah, they just do taxes. They're accountants and stuff, or tax officials. So yes and no. Yeah, just put in the no. If you're using NumWorks, you can just plug it in just as is. Okay. That job,
I can do that one.
you could. That job right there only became important because they made the taxes super complicated.
So then you
That's it. Yeah.
workers.
Yeah. And they make decent money too.
How does the government?
So there is this thing called a 1099, which is something that the government or a W-4, no, not W-4, anyway, when you actually are an official business, if you, every month, you have to pay your taxes. If you own and run the business, you have to pay taxes every month. I have a side business, and so when I actually do my taxes, it would be mine I did every 6 months. I just had to pay it in a bigger chunk. So, every month, so you have to report that you are employing a person. Okay? You have to report that you are doing this. If you do not report it, guess what? They will come back to you and audit you and charge you fines for not reporting taxes correctly. And what do we say? Okay, like Al Capone. Are they going to get you for murder? No. They will get you for tax evasion, though.
What if they like?
That's the get around. That's the reason why the government is trying to go to an all digital currency. Cash is better, okay? But all digital currency, if you piss off the government, they'd say, oh, guess what? Yeah, we're gonna hold on to your money real quick, okay? We need to verify that this money is actually yours. So that happened recently I don't know if you guys paid attention in Canada, it happened last year. Where the government's all, no, we're gonna freeze all these people's bank accounts. And so all the money that people were getting as a donations and stuff, they froze all their bank accounts and they took all money that was given to these people in donations. So anyway, what do we get? So we got 10,000 what? 924. 0.20. Why'd I add a zero?
Cents.
Very good, 20 cents, right? Now, we exceeded 142,800, didn't we? Say yes. So what's the next percentage that we pay? 1 point what?
One.
4 or 5? You know it's on the notes, you don't have to guess at it.
I know, but I remember.
Okay, so now for this one, my amount that I did, which is I made 180,000 minus my 142,000 that I already paid taxes on. And that's going to give me the other value because it is a tiered system. You only pay 1.45% on your everything that is more than 142,800. They have people that do that.
Some people like kill people.
Nope. All you have to do, so this happens every year and it's been happening more and more. So one of the things that when we talk about taxes and credit and identity, we'll talk about this when we get into our project, but I'll introduce it now. A lot of the information you put as you sign up for PayPal, Venmo, a lot of these other websites, you go to a website, you buy some crap with a Timo. What's another thing like Timo? Shopify, Shein, like all those things, right? Etsy, yeah. Okay, so not saying specifically those ones are bad. I'm saying that those have all your information. If your information gets out there, someone steals your identity or even just takes your information, they're able to like break into their system, hack their system, and actually just get personal data. So in the news, when they talk about personal data, these things are important for people taking someone's identity. So now, Sophia, so to do your taxes, you're going to go in there and be like, hey, I got my stuff here, I got my stuff here, I'm going to go file my taxes. But then you're going to get an error message and say, oh, these taxes have already been submitted. Very often, people are going through with your personal information and submitting taxes for you in falsified amounts to get their tax return. They'll steal your tax return that way. Yes? Yeah, go ahead. So, yes, personal identity is important, especially nowadays where everything is going digital and your information is important. What did we come up here for my 1.45%? What do we got? 37,000? I think it's too many zeros.
Minus, right?
It is minus. What'd you get?
I got also got 37,200.
37,000? This is only 10,000, and that's a higher percentage.
Then how?
Yes? Okay, and, oh crap, I'm sorry. Thank you, you guys are right, you guys are right. Okay, I'm a moron. I forgot to tell you to multiply by your percent. What is my percent I'm gonna multiply by?
1.4.
So as a decimal, it looks like this. 0.0145. Sorry, I got enthralled in the conversation, so I ended up not putting that on there. So we get that number, which was 37,000, right? And we multiply it by my 0.0145 and gives me 500 for 0? Yeah. Okay.
Do people leave the country to?
539.40. Yeah. Yes. Yes and no. Depends on where you go. A lot of people that I know of that even at the school, they have a residency in Mexico. They own a house in Mexico. And then they don't file taxes or claim taxes here. So they get their paychecks here, but then don't actually pay taxes. And they just claim a house somewhere else.
Why don't people move to Puerto Rico? Isn't this still thing?
It is a territory, and there is less taxes there.
There's a lot less?
No. They have different taxes. But the percentages are different. So less government oversight, if we'll say that.
That's still confusing.
So people could live on less taxes. So let's say for instance, Maricopa County is horrible on taxes. The tax percentage in Maricopa County is really high. But if you go to like Yavapai County, or you go to where's Tucson? What county? Tucson. Anyway, different counties. They have different county taxes. If you go to Nevada, you know that there's no income tax. You don't have to pay these taxes according to the state. It's different according to state. So I add these two together, and this is going to be how much we owe for FICA. So please add those together. Yes, what you got?
I'm adding 2.
Yeah. So we're adding the two amounts here.
463.6.
463.60. Yep. So FICA, which consists of Social Security, Medicare, is going to be $11,463.60. So go back to my analogy. Sophia employs Brandon. Brandon has to pay this amount, right? He pays this amount himself out of his own paycheck. But Sophia, as his employer, his boss, also has to pay this same amount to this for him to be employed. So not only does she have to actually pay for his wages, she has to pay for his taxes on top of that. All right. So anyway, good discussion, you guys. So what we're going to do rest of the time, so let's open up 8.2 and start working on the homework if we could please. Make sure you all like, share, and subscribe.